Hey, everybody, welcome to the show. You know where you are, the 9 at 9 with me, Tigo. And I know you know it's Monday. And if you're watching this in 2025 and you go, no, it's not, it's Thursday. When we aired it, it was the first Monday of August 2022. And if you guys didn't go back and watch the interview from last first Monday of July, go check it out. Because Michelle Mras killed it last month. And now she's here again. We're going to talk about self-leadership. I'm sitting here with my notepad and my pen because I know she's about to go in. So sit right there. Here we go. Y'all ready? We'll be right back.
Expert Talk is sponsored by Pod Nation TV, the podcast to broadcast network.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the show. You heard me right. Michelle Mras is here. She's going to talk about self-leadership. Get your notepad out. Get your pen out because she's going to take you there. Michelle, are you here? Yeah, I'm ready. I got my. I'm not even going to talk to you. I'm just going to sit here and take notes.
I was like, I'm going to take you there. No.
There you
anyway,
go.
So self-leadership
mean?
Self-leadership. We're always talking about leadership of people and leadership of this and leadership of that. My thing is you cannot lead anyone else if you can't lead this. You must be able to lead yourself. And so I train on self-leadership because we forget the first one that you must lead is you. So I have this wonderful quote that I made back when I first came out of my brain injury in 2014-ish. So 2016, I wrote this quote. Change is an emotional journey. It's not rainbows and butterflies through a field of daisies. Change is uncomfortable. It forces you to evaluate who you are. The beauty is in the possibilities. And that's where I got the whole idea of self-leadership is, yeah, change hurts, but who's in charge here? It's you. So if you want out of change, if you want to move forward, you must control yourself. Can I go into preach mode for a second?
Definitely. You see, okay. I told you I'm not even asking questions. I'm sitting here. I'm in class myself today. Go ahead.
Okay. So in order to self-lead, you always hear people talk about you have to know your why. It's important. What is your why? So if you want to self-lead so you can lead other people, you need to know your why. As Friedrich Nietzsche, I think his name is Nietzsche, says, he who has a why to live can bear almost any how. And the reason that is an important quote to me is I went through a lot of surgeries and cancer and, brain injury and all these things, but I knew what my why was, what the end goal was. And it helped me push through every obstacle. So number one, you must know your why if you want to be able to self-lead. Number two, my mentor, John C. Maxwell says, leadership is influence, nothing more, nothing less. So who influences you? And if you aren't one of the people who influences you, you need to work on that because you need to be able to look at yourself and be confident in who you are and what you stand for and your why. And then the third is responsibility. Jim Rohn says, you must take personal responsibility. You cannot change the circumstances, the seasons, or the wind, but you can change yourself. That's the three, in my mind, the basis of being self-led. If you don't know your why, if you can't influence yourself and you don't have personal responsibility, who are you truly leading? Lead yourself first.
So what about the people, because, I always call them sheep, especially here in Las Vegas. You have two left turn lanes. There's a whole row of people in one of them. There's nobody in the other. No particular reason why. They're just following along behind the leader in front of them. What about the people that don't even realize they are leaders of any kind? Shouldn't they start with self-leadership?
We all should start with self-leadership. And I've met many a client or someone on on a broadcast that I'm on says, I don't lead anybody. Who gets you out of bed every morning? You're leading someone. And I can assure you, as you walk down the street, or if you're in a grocery store and you pick up an apple and bite into it and put it back on the shelf, I can tell you somebody else sees you doing it and they're saying that's not a leader. So you are doing everything you do is leading someone that you may not even know. But number one, you must lead yourself. And my biggest thing is, if you're in a crowd and you're walking in a crowd and you're doing what the crowd is doing, step out of that crowd. One of the quotes I used for my my TEDx was, the differences between a rut and a grave are the dimensions. That's Ellen Glasgow. The differences between a rut and a grave are the dimensions. The only thing you're doing is building your dimensions of your grave. If you are following the crowd and wondering why you're not doing anything special or different, it's because you're in the crowd. And I know anyone listening to Tigo doesn't want to be in the crowd. You must step out of that rut, step out of that box you're building every day in your world, step out and make a new path. We are not records. We're not supposed to be spinning on that same thing, doing the same thing. Okay. Step out of it, make that record skip, find a new tune. And that new tune should be, I will self-lead. I will be the best version of me because someone is watching me. Even if it's a child, if it's a stranger on the subway, I don't care. You're leading someone. And at first, number one should be you.
That's amazing. So what about the people, because I run into a lot of it, and sometimes I even feel it. I'll be honest. Everybody knows I'm just going to tell you like it is. It's like where you just don't feel like you're worthy of it. I've had many a person, I'm sure you have, that said, I've been working and working and working. I just can't seem to get ahead. Well, one, you're charging pennies for what you should be at least charging dollars for, and two, you need to be out there and let people know that you're here. And they keep themselves back. I know I've done it myself. They keep themselves back because they're just not there yet. Oh, if I get this next degree, oh, if I learn this one more skill, if I get more practice, then I can get out there. How does that affect me or affect others when I'm not leading myself out of my own darkness?
Hi, my name is Michelle Mras, and I can help you through that. But no, really,
I love it.
Really, it's all about one little step, just one. And I have to tell you, I'll share, my story, but I'll share with your audience. My backstory is, in 2014, I was in a car accident and I lost all my memories. I mean, I was 48 years old and I lost all my memories. I have a background in engineering and marketing and all these things, and it's gone. I ran political campaigns, gone. So in the 2 years, 3 months, I was stuck in my head fighting with all these inner critics telling me I should die and I'm not good enough. I got tired of hearing I wasn't good enough. Aren't you tired of hearing you're not good enough, even from yourself? So that is why you have to self-lead. You have to say, voice in my head that says I'm not good enough, you can shut up for a little bit because I'm going to go prove it. And the analogy I love to share is from Finding Nemo. Have you seen Finding Nemo? There's a little fish, and the father says, "Don't you touch that boat." And the little fish says, "I'm going to touch the butt. Don't you do it. I'm going to touch it. I'm going to do it." So what I'm saying is, when that voice in your head says, don't do it, or you can't, or you're not good enough, you need another certification, prove to that voice that you don't. Prove to that voice that you can and how much you really want it. Your inner critic is not holding you back. That inner critic is challenging you to fight for what you want, not to say, oh, okay, then I'm not. It's not doing that. That's what we do. But we're supposed to say, I bet you I can, and go do it.
I love it. I love it. Okay. So we saw the 2-minute warning go by. I really think his clock is way faster than ours. We saw the 2-minute warning go by. Tell people what kind of coach you are, what kind of services you offer, because I just think you're amazing. That's what you should put on your card. Michelle Mras, amazing. Done. Okay. But tell people what kind of services and coaching you offer.
Well, I actually focus on coaching speakers, on executive speaking, because I meet so many speakers in my world that I want to up-level them because they play smaller than they should. And so that's what I do train. But I do have a lot of online courses that help through this rigmarole in our heads that stop us from improving and being the best version of us. So go to my website. It's my name, michellemras.com, and click on courses. I've got online courses, digital, and I'm about to have a few live in person or live virtual once a month or twice a month with me directly.
Oh, that's amazing. I want to thank you for hanging out. I love it when you come on the show. I learn something and I sit here and go, she's talking to me. And then I forget to do the hosting thing. I'm just a student sitting here going, yeah, she's talking to me. I can't wait to see what we're going to talk about next month. I know you guys are going, yeah, we got to wait till next month. Yeah, you do. I'm sorry. Thank you so much for hanging out and just sharing just a little bit of what makes you you.
Thank you so much.
You're amazing. Hey, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Go back and watch last month's episode. You need those 4 questions. And then come and watch this one, because self-leadership, there's another answer to get you over that speed bump that you're trying to reach those goals. You've got to understand this. So watch it again. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope you'll come back next time. If you missed her web address, it's her name, MichelleMras.com, or go to Tigo Direct. You can find her there and directly connect over to her. All righty. I'll talk to you soon. I'm Tigo, and I'll talk to you next time.